I talk with my hands a lot, so don't come for me. I will try not to be all up in the camera with my hands, but I do talk with my hands a lot, so you might notice that. Hi guys, my name is Asia. Welcome to my channel, and if you're already a subscriber, welcome back. And so for today's video, we're going to be talking about, you're going to get to know me a little bit. So we're going to talk about becoming a Muslim. Let's get started. Alright, so where do we begin? Basically, the best way to really start this video is to talk about myself. So a lot of you probably don't know, or actually some of you, most of you might know. I am from Rwanda. I was born there and I was raised there for about 6 years of my life before moving to South Africa. I spent a good amount of time in South Africa and then I moved to Canada. But overall, like, I don't really know Rwanda that much because I was there in the younger parts of my life. Like, I was there from like since I was born to like 6 years old, and then I moved to South Africa after that. So I know more about South Africa than I do about Rwanda itself. But yeah, so with that being said, there's not a lot of Muslims in Rwanda. So my family, like at the beginning part of my life, I didn't exactly grow up in a Muslim environment. I didn't exactly grow up a Muslim. But then later on, when I moved to South Africa, that's when Islam was introduced. And I was still pretty young, about 6 years old. So I don't really consider myself a convert or like a revert, you know, whichever term you prefer. And by the way, the only reason why I'm using both convert and revert is because basically why am I joking from my saliva? Muslims believe that everyone is born a Muslim, everyone is born a believer. Everyone, when they're born, they believe in one God, which is why the term revert is more fitted. But for individuals who do not believe that, a convert would work best. I got to know more about Islam when I was about the age of 7 or 6, and that's basically when my family got to started practicing Islam. And you might be wondering, how exactly did you find out about Islam? And it was all my dad. He's the one who basically found out about Islam, studied it, learned about it, and he was interested. He's like, okay, I'm gonna practice it. He took time to keep learning more, practicing the Deen, and then he brought the Deen to the family. He mentioned to us exactly what it's about, why we should convert, basically. And again, I was young, so I didn't exactly say, no, I don't want to convert, or sure, I guess I'll convert. It was just kind of like my older siblings and my mom, like if they basically converted, it was like, okay, sure, I'm gonna just go with the flow, right? My dad gave us the time to basically figure out more about the Deen ourselves, learn about the Deen ourselves, and he didn't exactly push us to become Muslims. It was very natural. It wasn't forced or anything of that sort. So I do respect that and I love that. And even as I grew up, as I started understanding and realizing what Islam is and what it's about, like I just knew that, like I felt secure, right? But obviously, I do have family members who are not Muslim, pretty close family members who are not Muslim and are very strong Christians. I don't know how it feels to be a Muslim in a family that your cousins, your aunts, and everyone is a Muslim. I have had a lot of conversations with my family who are not Muslim where they want me to convert. They want me to learn more about Christianity, and because they do believe that I was introduced to Islam a little earlier in my life where I didn't need to make the decision myself. So they believe that if I learned more about Christianity, I would basically believe in it and convert. So when I first arrived to Canada, and again, if we just track back a little bit, I learned and was introduced to the Deen when I was in South Africa. South Africa has amazing schools, Islamic schools, or what we call it madrasas. So I was placed in one, and that's where I learned how to read Quran. That's where I learned most of my Deen from. Once I was in South Africa, we got the chance to come to Canada, and when we came to Canada, I must say that one thing that disappoints me, one thing that I always work on and I always want to improve is my Quran recitation, because when I did come to Canada, that kind of just like faded away. So I didn't really keep practicing that. So that was very hard. But I knew the importance of the Quran, and as I grew up and I realized more and more what the Quran is about, why we should be reading the Quran, I really appreciated it more and started reading it a lot more. And rather than just reading like the Arabic version, which I don't understand at all, but also reading the English version, so I can really understand what is being taught. In Canada, it was tough. It was spiritually, it was hard because I didn't exactly get to go to Islamic school when I came to Canada, which I was like 9 years old. I didn't go to Islamic school. I went straight to a public school. So really I kept like all that I knew about the Deen from then was what I learned in South Africa, or what I've been learning at home with my parents, or what I learned online. It wasn't really, I wasn't getting the information how I was getting it before, which was with a teacher in the madrasa. So that was very different. A lot of things faded away. Coming to Canada took a little bit of a toll on my Deen, but eventually I just knew within me that I had to keep practicing the Deen. I had to keep believing in what I believed in, and I had to keep looking into it more and figuring out, like, it felt right. It felt right being a Muslim. Inshallah, God willing, I will make another video and you will see me next week. All right. Assalamu alaikum. Bye guys.